All right, we're going to get started here in about 1 minute. We'll get started in about 1 minute. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're going to get started in about a minute. So go ahead and make sure you've got something to take notes with. That would be fantastic. We'll get started here in about 1 minute, giving some people a chance to come on in. I want to thank everyone for being a part of this presentation today. I know it's a Saturday here in California. It's raining, but it is a beautiful. I'm so excited about everything that's going on in this project and everything else that I got going on around the world here. So very excited, very happy, and so again, thank you for being on. And we're going to get started here in about 30 seconds. I'll go ahead and get started here right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for being on this live Zoom for x-ailes. And let me just tell you right now, this is phenomenal. This is changing people's lives. It is 1000% working perfectly. It's exactly what everybody should want. Make money while you sleep. Everything works. No issues. No issues on getting your 18.18% monthly, which is over 218% annually on your money of your deposit of $100 or more. The withdrawals are working perfectly. So I just want to make sure you understood that, and we're going to give you the details on what the heck I'm talking about right now. But the bottom line is we invite you to be a part of the most powerful do nothing passive income system you have ever seen. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, okay? It's a mouthful, right? But I literally don't know anyone that wouldn't like to make money without doing anything and passive income. And there are people out there that literally have never received a dollar passively. All right. And you have the ability here to receive 18.18% every single month. It's been happening ever since January 2024, every single month on your deposit of $100 or more. There's literally one gentleman that has $1 million in his account, and he receives and withdraws every month $180,000. Okay, he started off with $100,000. So the bottom line is a lot of people, they just want something that's real, and you have it here. Okay, I've spent time developing systems, making everything. We can turn this not only into a passive project, but we also turn it into a business model. You can do whatever the heck you want, but we've got you covered. I've spent a lot of time on this, and I just want everyone to win here. Okay, so let's get into the details. All right, let's see here. All right, so I ask you to give 20 minutes to me right now, 20 minutes, so you can experience global automatic do nothing 100% passive income. Okay, trust me, this is worth 20 minutes of your time. And then the great thing about this is it's beyond that. It's just tremendously incredible. Okay, so I ask you to listen to this information. Please avoid all the distractions. We have cell phones and tablets and businesses and pop-ups and children and everything else going on in our lives, give me 20 minutes. I'm going to run through this. It's not difficult. I created this PowerPoint presentation as a visual. It's not all flashy and all that stuff. This is just a visual to show you exactly what the heck is going on, how this works, right? So at the bare minimum, we've had so many people go ahead and get their free account. It takes 15 seconds to get your free account. Okay. So we ask you, whoever referred you, get your free account. Now, I also have a lot of people that didn't act on the free account. And what's amazing to me is, it's amazing how literally people are making money while they sleep. Okay. And it literally, you don't act on it. Are you kidding me? Okay. What I'm suggesting here is that you actually act on your free account. Go ahead and act on it and fund it. It's $100 one time or more. Most people say, well, I want to wait until I get to $1,000 or $5,000. No, you don't want to wait. You want to actually fund your account, okay, with $100 or more so you can experience it, right? That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about experiencing global automatic do nothing 100% passive income. Okay. Now, so you're going to establish your free account with the person that referred you, and then what we're going to do is, so if you're watching the recording, this could be a recording. You're just going to click the link below the video or get back to the person that referred you. But the bottom line is, you want to get that free account because you're going to be very happy that you didn't let life get in the way of your dreams, your desires, and your goals. Okay, so let's get the basics of this incredible opportunity. Before we do, you need to understand, I know I'm bombarded second after second after second about another opportunity, both online, via phone call, in my emails, all kinds of things. Now, one of the things I can tell you is that a lot of opportunities out there, you're going to find out that once you join them. So let's just say, for example, you get a pop-up on your Facebook and say, hey, we're going to teach you how to do this and this and this. Well, guess what? That's fantastic. Tremendous information, right? But once you find out how to do things, now you got to do things, right? There's a lot of things that you have to do to run a business. All right. And what we're doing is we've eliminated a lot of these things, okay, that you have to quote do. Now, one of the biggest things is you're going to have to create websites, capture pages, videos, email, texting campaigns, and all of this has to convince people, okay? It has to follow up with people and hopefully close the sale, okay? Now, yes, things are easier now with AI, but guess what? It's just not there yet where you just tell the AI to do it and it's just done, right? The bottom line is these things have to be done. And then I found out early on once I've started creating websites and all this stuff, people didn't just show up, right? They did not just show up. People did not just show up to my website. They didn't just show up to my capture page, my videos, right? I had to advertise. I had to get out there and say, hey, by the way, I created this website, capture page, videos, and all this stuff. Won't you come visit me? Right? That is the facts, right? You have to advertise, and you better be darn good at it. I've learned over the years, I've been in the network marketing industry since 1990, and I've learned over the years that you got to be good at a lot of stuff, okay, in that industry. But in this industry, you just got to be good at getting your free account, funded in your account, and just go into a coma, basically. Check your account once a month and then just withdraw your money or multiply it by redepositing so you can compound your money. So, but anyway, back to this. We're going to get into those details. You advertise and people come to your website. They don't just show up. It takes a lot of work, right? And then you got to become a sales professional. So you're going to have the skills that are required to follow up via email, phone, text, etc., and hopefully close that sale. Now, most people don't have the desire or the time to do all of that. Okay. And not only that, they don't have the skills to do it. Okay. I need to probably add that. Now, we eliminate most of the stuff that you have to do with this project, right? With x-ailes. So first of all, we begin day one right now as a do nothing 100% passive income source. Now, like I said, there isn't a single person on the planet Earth that would say, I don't want to make money while I sleep. Okay, period. There's not a single person. So the market for this is everyone. Everyone. And why is it everyone? $100 or more. Most people have $100 one time. Okay. Now, if you desire to share it with others, it's a lot easier to share this with others. And you're going to find out why you want to share this with others. Number one, you don't want to keep it a secret because you want to bless people. If you're being blessed, you want to bless others. But number two, you can make a lot of money every single month, day after day after day, over and over again. Okay, but it's much easier when you start off, as everyone starts off as a do nothing 100% passive member. Okay, you don't have to do anything. You get your account, you fund it, that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay. And then on top of that, if you want to share it, we have a global co-op. You can get the details below the video if you're watching the recording. And you can also, you're going to see a little bit of it here in this presentation. We're going to bring people who are interested in x-ailes to your email inbox and eliminating practically everything that you have to do that we've already talked about with those other opportunities. That's why we're different. So there's 4 pillars here. Let's get into the specifics. Passive income. 18.18% every month. And you only need, by the way, $100 one time or more. Okay. Now, not every year, ladies and gentlemen. Heck, you'd be happy. Most people would say, man, I got 18% return on my 401k last year. 18.18% monthly here. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand that? For 22 months, okay? 22 months. In 22 months, if you just deposited whatever you deposited, you're going to get a 4x on your money. 1,000 turns into 4,000. 10,000 is 40,000. 100,000 is $400,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a gentleman that deposited $100,000 back in January 2024. His account, after withdrawing and everything, is still valued at well over $1 million. Okay, he is pulling out $180,000 a month. Are you kidding me? This is incredible. And plus, there's ways that you can grow your account to get it to the 6 figures and the 7 figures. Okay, not only you depositing, but sharing it with a team around the world. Okay. And that's what this is talking about. Residual income coming in. You're going to get 5% or more on a global team's rewards every month down 10 levels. What are the rewards? They're returns, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you specifics on that. And then on top of that, you can join a co-op. Some people say, well, I don't have anyone to talk to. We do. All you got to do is get shares in the co-op. All right. And we're going to go into that as well. So our co-op, we advertise, we market, we share, we bring the people, get them interested. And once they fill out the form, we share those leads with everyone that's a member of the co-op, right? Now, let's get into the first pillar. 100% passively received, 18.18% every month on your money. Okay, $100 or more. Now, this is $5,000 we're talking about. Every time I get done with my presentation, someone says, hey, I thought you said it's $100 or more. Yes. Or they say, I don't have 5,000. You don't need 5,000. But if you've got it and you want to invest it, you better do it. This is incredible. Okay. So at $5,000, 18.18% monthly, that's $909 monthly. Okay. Without you doing anything, no compounding and no referring others. All right. Now, you're going to have your original seed money back in 6 months or less. We'll explain what the or less is here in just a moment. 6 months, you get your seed money. And then after that is 22 months, okay? 22 months or less, you're going to get a 4x on your money. So in this example, $5,000, 909 monthly, you multiply that by 22 months, that's 20,000 bucks. So you got a 4x on your money, and you didn't compound and you didn't refer. All you did was put the 5,000 in and pull out 900 a month, 900 a month, 900 a month, right? So that is incredible to be able to do that. All right. To be able to pull the money out over and over and over again. Every single month you can pull the money out. Okay. That is awesome. Now, so we've talked about how you get money every single month, 18.18%, without you knowing anything, doing anything. It's automatically done because the company it's an entire ecosystem. They're smart, they're on the blockchain, they're doing all kinds of things to make money, and they share that profit with our community, your team, okay? Now, most people, once they see that this is working, they're not going to keep this gold mine a secret. Some people will. They'll never tell a single soul. Okay, that's fine, whatever you want. But if you do share this with others, you're going to get on the monthly plan, you're going to get 4% on your personal's referrals deposits into the monthly plan. What does that mean? Well, if they deposit $5,000 and you're getting 4%, that's $200 instantly right into your account. Bam. Now, what can you do with that money? Withdraw it, or you can put it into your monthly plan and start earning from it instantly, like within 1 minute, right? You can withdraw it. You get your money every time you withdraw. You get your money within, my experience, 4 hours. Most people 4 to 12 hours. They say give them 40 up to 48 hours. Okay, it's never been that long in my experience. Maybe if you're doing $180,000, maybe it's a little bit longer. Maybe it's the whole 48 hours. But who's counting, right? You must have an active deposit to share this with people. You cannot just get a free account and start sharing it, okay? Because you have to earn money, right? You want to earn. You can share it, but you're not going to earn any commissions, right? So also, you're going to receive 5% or more on your global team's monthly rewards down 10 levels. What does that mean? If you had a global team, let's say everybody in a perfect world, they deposited $5,000. Everybody's getting 18.18% monthly. They're going to receive $909 monthly. Well, guess what? You get 5% or more, which is $45.45 monthly. And let's say your team was 1,000 people, okay, around the world, right? 1,000 people. That's $45,000 monthly coming into you. And maybe you referred 5 or 10 people, and then they referred 5 or 10. I don't know, whatever. 5 people, 1 person, 2. What if it's 1,000 people? That's incredible, right? Remember, you got to have that active deposit. So let's break down the referral rewards here. If everyone ultimately referred 5 people, 1 time, and they ultimately deposited $5,000 into their monthly plan, or they worked their way up to that, okay, by compounding and whatever. Level 1, you have 5 people, that's $90.90, because you get 10% of that $90.90 times 5, $454.50 monthly right there. Now on level 2, let's say they did the same thing that you did. They referred 5 people each. 25 people, that's $45.45, because you get 5% of that that 909. Look at that, $1,100 monthly. That's more money, okay, for you. Those 25 just referred 5 people each. $5,600 more in monthly income. Those 125 simply referred 5 people each. That's $28,000 in more money. At levels 10, that's 10 million people. So we're not going to go there. That's ridiculous, right? It could do it. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. If 5 who get 5 who get 5 who get 5, and then ends up, it's 10 million people. I mean, the numbers don't lie, but let's just say, forget all that, right? What if it's just 1,000 people, right? At $5,000, there's your $45,000 monthly for you. Incredible. And this has been happening, ladies and gentlemen, since February 2024. No issues, zero issues. Okay. The company's doing live events all over the world. They were in Dubai, they were in Dallas, Texas, I believe. They were just recently in Spain. Listen, this is incredible. This is a dream come true. So you want to think about being part of our global co-op where we can bring good people to you, your inbox, right? We advertise. They're going to see a site just like you saw or you're seeing when you watch this video, and then you're going to get a portion of those leads. You're going to get that 45,000 even sooner. Okay. Now, why join our global co-op? Massive leverage, ladies and gentlemen. It puts global team growth on steroids. The bottom line is if you have somebody else sharing this, bringing leads to you, now you have more people to potentially talk to bring them into x-ailes. What's going to happen? Well, our goal, and it's happened every single time, every week, 25 leads per share. One share is 45 bucks, two shares is 85 bucks, three shares is $120 USD. Okay. Now, the join goal is 10%. That's actually 2.5, which is three people. We're going down. We're averaging down to two people per share. All right. Now they're going to join they're going to get x-ailes account and they're going to join the co-op. And in this example, it's based on a one-time $5,000 deposit. So if they do more, it's more. If they do less, it's less. But let's look at it. Instant $400 because you got two people. All right. And then three shares, that's 1,200 bucks. Right. Now, monthly, $181 monthly, you're getting every single month from that small effort. Three shares, you're getting $545 every single month. Now, if everyone buys one share per week for 1 month in the global co-op, so you've already got these details of how much the cost is. After a month, 4-share purchase, 10%. We said 2 per share. They're going to fund their x-ailes account. Okay, that's 4 weeks. That's 8 new members. And then you no longer are paying for the co-op, but they are. They're going to do what you did, right? Now, those 8 got 8, 64. Those 64 got 8, 512. These are numbers, right? 512 got 8, 4,096 new members in month 4. Month 5 is 32,000. After 6 months, look at that. The total is almost 300,000 members. Now, if you think about that, 300,000 members, that's a lot of members, right? But we're just going 10% of that, okay? 30,000 members, basically. You're getting $45.45 a month, right? That's 1.3 million monthly. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand? You're in a tremendous life right there. We're talking about time and freedom on steroids. Okay. Now, this is not a guarantee. The numbers are the numbers are the numbers. Okay. So what I do is I do my part. I do the best I can. I bring people in. We've had tremendous success at bringing the leads in. The leads have to put in the right information. But, I mean, I tell them to do it and they, do. And if they don't, then they don't. But the bottom line, I get the leads to you. You call the people, you follow up with the people. That's the only job you have to do. You just follow up with the people, and I honestly tell people to follow up 7 to 10 times. Don't stop following up. Okay. Because like I said, I don't know anyone on the planet Earth that doesn't want to make money while they sleep. Look at this. This is almost money while you sleep. 1 million a month. All right. So how is this possible? In addition, how is it possible for all this money to come to you, right? In addition to the company being extremely profitable in many, many different ways, we're going to hopefully David can talk today, but he can talk about how the company's profitable, right? But many different ways. Other than the one-time extra bonuses like the car bonus, yes, on top of everything else, there's a lot of one-time bonuses, ladies and gentlemen, that you receive automatically. Bonuses. You know, you're going to get how about a car? All the money you're making, and now you also get a car bonus. But anyway, the bottom line is all the money you receive is part of the money, your Forex money. It's part of it. So if you deposited 10,000 your contract is 22 months, that means you're going to get $40,000. Now, if you earn $40,000 in a month, you've already Forexed your money. You follow me? So you earn 40,000. Guess what do you do now? Put the 10,000 back in, or put 20,000 now because you're making so much money. Now you're going to get 18.18% on $20,000. Now the commissions you can earn in a month or whatever over the time frame is 4 times $20,000, which is $80,000. Okay, awesome. So that's how it works. The referral bonuses allow you to Forex your money in as little as a month. That's how it works. Okay, so how else is this possible? x-ailes has proven since November 2023. They actually did it longer than that, but they formulated everything, they tested everything, and then they did a global launch in January 2024. They're profitable because the core corporate investors are members of the royal family in Dubai. Okay. They're also investing. They're doing trading. They're doing arbitrage trading between the exchanges. They also they have built already an entire blockchain ecosystem. That was the goal, and they've done it. All right, and it's incredible. They own 80% of the nodes on the Merlin blockchain. Not now, but when we're done, do a search, write it down, search Merlin blockchain, and you understand that 80% of the nodes that deal with all the, okay, what is a node? A node is just like your processor, your payment processor. When you go to the store, you swipe, put your card in, or you swipe your phone. That is a node that deals with the transactions for that store. On the website, when you purchase something on the internet, that's a node, right? There are nodes that deal with transactions on the blockchain. Every time someone wants to withdraw, or they want to move money or exchange crypto for fiat, or crypto from crypto to other crypto, that is all, there's fees. Those fees are coming to this company. 80% of the nodes on the blockchain are owned by this. That's just, that alone is a lot of money. Okay, we're talking millions of dollars a month in fees. Okay, anyway, now they also created and continue to purchase their own coin called Pond. All right, now most people say yes, okay, yes to free account, right? Why not get a free account? They also say yes, they're going to receive 18.18% monthly on their money, whatever they deposit, right? They're going to receive a Forex on their money in 22 months, even if they go into a coma. Every month, don't forget, you want to either compound or withdraw your money. Don't just let it sit there in your regular wallet. When you get your, let's say, for example, the person that has $1 million in his account, he gets $180,000. That goes to your internal wallet in x-ailes. It's called your wallet. Okay. Now that money sitting there is just sitting there. It's not going to earn any money. You better withdraw it and put it to work somewhere, or you better put it back into your $1 million account and make it a $1,180,000 account so you can earn something on it. You can transfer it from your wallet to your upgrade wallet and into your monthly plan within about a minute or two. Done. All right. And now you're earning 18.18% on $1,180,000 or whatever. Okay. Now you're going to receive thousands in additional referral rewards. Okay. Every single month. When you refer, they refer down 10 levels. That's a lot of money. You saw the money. Okay. You saw it. Okay, and it happens on autopilot. Is this real? Yes, it's real. It's solid. It's extremely profitable, and they have proven to have a 20-year vision for this company. They've done absolutely everything that they said they would do, and I'm going to have David talk about that. I hope he can talk. I know he's driving right now, but the bottom line is This is incredible. All right. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to help you. But what you need, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I need to say something here real quick and I'll let David talk. Um, Listen, I want to help you make money, but I am following up with thousands of people all over the world. And I lose contact. You guys need to be proactively reaching out to the person that shared this with you and get this stuff done. I've got a lot of people that say, "Oh, I forgot about that money." You deposited $5,000 and you forgot about it? You need to get with it. Also, if you have a free account, you should get that sucker funded. What are you doing? This is proven money that you're missing out on. If you're skeptical, put in 1,000, 100, 1,000, or whatever. But do something. Why, my goodness, this is money that you're just, oh, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating that I see this happening. There is no longer, let me see if this works. It's gone. That train has left, okay, the station. All right. With that being said, I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to see if David's available here. Let me stop my share. And David, are you there?
Hey, Lee, yeah, I'm here.
All right. Listen, before you start, I want you to talk about maybe a little bit about what the company's doing nowadays and why, what, where they've gotten from where they started and what they've added. Maybe you can talk about that. Maybe you talk about maybe some communications you had with the owners. But ladies and gentlemen, David has been with this thing. He heard about it in January. He didn't jump on it either. Okay. Let me just say that. He waited a month. Okay. But he did. I didn't. I waited over a year. I forgot about it. And I'm like, what are we doing? I asked him, I said, what are we doing? He goes, what do you mean, what are we doing? I'm doing this. I told you about this back in darn January, February, and you didn't do it, evidently. I said, no, I didn't do it. Stupid me, right? My goodness. This company is blowing up nonstop. It's incredible. But anyway, David can talk about whatever he needs to talk about it. David has been with the program. He's talked to the owners, had lunch with the owners. He communicates with the owners all the time, or the people way at the top, at least bare minimum. And it's incredible. So, David, go ahead and take it away for a few minutes, and let's hear what you got.
Yeah, no, thanks, Lee. No, next this January 1st will be a 2-year anniversary. So, I heard about it back in January 2024 is when I first signed up. And of course, just like anybody, very skeptical, had my guard up. You don't know what to expect. But you know, the I've seen too much to realize that this is real. I've been through so much since 2015 with other companies that were here one day and gone the next. So I've heard it all. So my BS meter was way high. But but getting to meet the co-founders, getting to meet, just in the very beginning, as a somebody who likes to share things of value, just like Lee does. We want a PDF. We want, things to be ready for us so that we can share. Well, I'll tell you, this company did not have that. They were barely launching their affiliate side. They've already been, performing, trades, and like Lee said, they own 80% of the Marlin nodes. So there's several ways that they make profit, and it's not just one way, which is really cool. But in the beginning, they were always talking about they wanted to create an exchange. And I've heard all that before, people, the companies want to create a token or an exchange, and it just never happens. But this is basically their baby, and that's what they've been wanting to do. So for the past year, when I first started, I've started seeing things come in place. They built their own blockchain. They got their nodes and validators. Now they're on MetaMask. They're usually on MetaMask, you're using a network like Arbitrum or Ethereum or just BNB or just just different networks. They created their own network, which is amazing. They are in place to be making a lot of money. So they were selling nodes for 18,000 each. Now they're about 22,000 each, and they've raised over 20 something million dollars and just selling nodes. So you guys got to realize, if you're watching this video right now or you're on the replay, this is way bigger than just daily pay, weekly pay, monthly pay. Sure, it's great. People are changing their lives financially, but the co-founders behind x-ferme and x-ailes, they really understand that, this is a great way to bring in a community. And, the more people they have, the more users they're going to have for the exchange. And that's a way to make an exchange successful. But that's a totally different topic. But I just want to emphasize how real this is and how much bigger it is than you might be seeing right now. Because if you're just looking at this as like a daily pay, weekly pay, or monthly pay, it's not just that. There's a lot more that goes into this infrastructure. And, I got to go to an event 4 months ago at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas. They hosted XL's hosted an amazing event for 2 nights. And that was just, they have events every single month. Just like Lee said, they were in Spain, Barcelona, Spain the other day. They were in Dubai. They're in New York. They're in Miami, Florida. The next event I think is going to be in Texas. But you guys got to understand that the minimum deposit is only $100, and I've seen a lot of people in other people's downlines where they just get started, but they don't even make a deposit. And it's like, if you want to see the magic happen, deposit at least $100. But it's mind-boggling to see that this has been around for so long. And I think a lot of people have that mindset like, oh, it's too late. No, it's not too late. Because here's the thing. Show me a company that's been around 2 years and they and they haven't done anything. There's no infrastructure in place, there's no ecosystem. Well, at least with x-ailes we have proof. And they say documentation beats conversation. You have all the proof that you need, and they're going to be listed on Gate.io and Mexi, I believe, in the next couple weeks or month. But that's going to happen, guys. And I don't know what else to say, because at this point I've seen too much. Lee's seen too much to realize that this is life changing. This is something where it's the 1% that's real. Everything else out there that's offering you to get your ROI back in 2 months or 3 months, I mean, I would take a good look at it, because a lot of that is not sustainable. When I talked to Vamsy, he's one of the co-founders. I said, well, why did you do 18% a month? He goes, well, if you're doing the monthly staking package, 18%, if you make $1,000 deposit and you multiply that by 18.18%, and you multiply that by 22 months, because here's the thing, guys, you only get to stake for 22 months and that's it. You could compound within those 22 months. And that's, another reason why this is so lucrative, because they allow you to compound. Um, but that adds up to 4 times the amount. So if you don't refer anybody and you just keep withdrawing every month for 22 months, you're making $4,000 off of that $1,000 deposit. It's brilliant, because other companies that I've been part of, and maybe you've been part of, you're listening right now, you realize that, the numbers were just crazy, because you could compound in other companies forever. And I would always think to myself, how are they going to pay that? But with X sales, it's different. They designed it a way so that it doesn't tank. It's sustainable. And the comp plan sustainable, the way that they pay out sustainable. The daily pay, I was in other companies in the past that were paying you daily 2% a day, 2.5%. It was just crazy. This x-ailes is, I believe, 0.3% a day. So they know what they're doing. I know it's not sexy for a lot of people. It's not exciting. There's no hype behind this. It's been around 2 years and it's not viral. But you guys got to realize that they did this on purpose so that it will be sustainable. That's the reason why it's been around for 2 years. If you think for 1 second it's not going to be around for year three, you're crazy. Because after you run the numbers, if numbers are everything, I love running numbers. And when I run the numbers and I see how much it makes sense, that's 1,000% more of a reason to go in big. Like, I wouldn't recommend putting in $100 deposit. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. But me personally, if I had 100,000, I'd put it in, because I know that you're going to get 18.18%, which is $18,000 a month. In 6 months, you break even. You made your $100,000 back. Now you have a remaining 16 months to be getting paid $18,000. How would you like to get that? Passive residual income, $18,000 a month. You pay the bills, take a trip, do the things that you want to do financially. And all it started was with $100,000 deposit. There's people right now that have balances in their back office over 300,000. There's one person that I saw has over 600,000. They've been withdrawing their 18% on autopilot for over a year now. And you guys got to realize that this is something that's going to change, that's already changing people's lives. So I'm not going to say it's going to happen, because it's already happening. The question you got to ask yourself is if you see the value. And if you don't, do your own due diligence, dive into it, keep jumping on these Zoom calls, because sooner or later you're going to realize that 99% of things out there that are shiny, and they're just objects that are just trying to attract you, and they're here one day and gone the next. Because if you don't know the intentions behind a company or an ecosystem, that's the one thing that you're never going to know. I got to find out the intentions behind Vamsi, behind the co-founders, behind what they're doing and the reason why. And I gotta tell you guys, this is something where it's night and day. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something where I feel confident enough that if I, were to go out and get a loan for $50,000 right now, I know where to put it. I'll put it in x-ailes. I'll put it in x-ferme, so I can earn that 18.18%. And I'm not worried about 6 months from now, because I've seen too much to realize that these guys really care about their community. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. Vamsi wouldn't have flew out to where I'm at and had lunch with me. He wouldn't do the things that he does to really show how much they care about the ecosystem. But I mean, I guess I could talk about it a lot more, but I don't want to talk too long. But I just want to emphasize, this is real. This is something where you're going to look back 6 months from now and be like, man, I'm glad I did. There's people that I personally know that already put in over 100,000. And now what's happening is they're already set to get their money back next month, because they're going to break even. But here's the cool thing, guys. Those people that put in 100,000, well, they got 16 more months remaining. That's gonna, 'cause you only have 22 months of staking. So 16 more months of receiving 18,000 a month. That is amazing. So anyways, guys, I'll send it back to you, Lee, but that's all I gotta say, brother.
All right, thanks a lot, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we went 40 minutes on here, and what I can do is I see we have Letitia. If you have questions, Letitia, you're welcome to ask a question if you want. I can try to see if you can unmute if you want, and if not, I know that you're okay. You're fine. Just make sure you guys get back to the person that referred you. If you're seeing this video, get your free account, okay? Go ahead and make this happen for yourself, your family, your life, right? Like I said, the let's wait and see if this is real train has left the station. Okay, let's get it. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and end. I'm going to stop the recording of this Zoom. I appreciate you. Catch us on the next Zoom. If you're a member of the group, there's other Zooms that go on throughout the week. I do mine on Saturday live here on Saturdays, and we'll talk to you on the next live Zoom. God bless everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the presentation. Bye for now.